Well, good day, my ladies and my gents. It is Sunday. I'm Tex, and I'm going to talk for a little bit. So, welcome to Sunday Tex Talk. ain't I smart? Uh, anyway, weather. Gonna touch on that real quick. Uh, yeah, I'm over here east of Austin, Texas, between two little towns called Bastrop and Elgin, and we're not in the worst of it, but it is definitely, I don't know if I could get out to the main road because of the hills where I live. So, uh, yeah, I'm in a little bit of a valley and I have to climb up and then go through another little short valley to get to the main road. So I don't know if I could even get out right now. So, anyway, uh, I took this little video last night about 11:15 and it was actually snowing a little bit. Look at this. It is snowing. Then about, I don't know, 7:30 this morning, my mother took this little short video with showing it's now ice. On the walkway. So yeah. uh, I'm gonna talk about this just a little bit, coming from somebody who grew up with the ice and the snow, top of the Rockies in Gallup, New Mexico in the 70s, back when they were calling it global cooling. And we had winter weather like this basically from the middle of October until close to the end of March every year. So, yeah, I learned to drive in the ice and the snow. I was a trucker for 4 decades. I've been in everything from scorching 115-degree heat to 30 and 35 below zero in the middle of winter in ice and snow. Uh, been there, done that. Don't want to do it anymore. There are days that I miss trucking. I miss going out there. I miss listening to the engine wind up, shifting the gears. I miss that. I do not miss winter weather like this. So, my little bit of advice: if you don't have to get out in this, don't. Sit tight. Um, just don't get out there. Even if you know how to drive in it, how do you know the other people around you don't? And how soon are they going to crash into you? Yeah. So, unless it's something like a medical emergency or you've lost power and have no other heat and you're trying to get somewhere where they do have heat, don't get out there. Don't get on the roads. A lot of places are clearing the roads, and they're not clearing it for you and me. They're clearing it for emergency vehicles as well as to be able to keep their own trucks running to help keep the roads clear. Fallen branches, ice, this kind of thing. They need to keep, if they can keep it clear, then they can keep on top of it and they won't have a problem when it comes time to basically things blow over and things open back up. But if you don't have to get out there, uh, don't. It is just, it's not worth it. So stay in, watch videos, uh, cars and coffee, kits and coffee. My little bit here, uh, whatever. Get out the bench, watch TV, have some fun. But, if you want to have fun out in the yard, that's one thing, but be careful. You don't want to fall and hurt yourself. Um, so, but yeah. So, okay. Now, a little bit more closer to what we got going on here, to our hobby. Um, we got this 53 Victoria, and I've had another couple of days where kind of life interfered with what I was wanting to do, but basically I got stuff painted up, and then yesterday I was able to start assembling and decals and assembling. And yeah, let me get the camera turned around and we'll talk about it. Okay, well, you can kind of see what I've managed to get done so far, and I actually have made some progress. First, hood is finished. For all intents and purposes, short of a bit of polishing, the hood is done. I'm pleased with that. Comes out rather nice, and it does sit rather pretty in place. I even got the insulation here, and that is where the air cleaner is supposed to sit. So I'm not going to put the hinge on it to have it, sit up like this. I'm just going to set it on. I've got other things that I can actually wind up using the hinge for if I want to. Interior, got it taken care of. It's all put together. Interestingly, there is a spot on the firewall that's designed for the steering wheel, the end of the steering column to sit on. The only problem is when I did, it sits almost, and that's still not quite the right angle for it, but hey, if I did, the steering column sits more like this than this. And so I had to, and it's got a little peg on it that fits in. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little hole down there, and it's supposed to fit in that hole. I had to trim that peg off and then reset it so that it actually was at the proper angle, or at least more proper angle, because otherwise I'd have to cut off about here with the steering wheel in order to get it to not be up against the seat. Everything up here went together pretty swimmingly, except for one thing. This gray piece, it's the fuel pump. I think I got it on backwards because this piece hits up against the firewall, and it's actually got the engine setting forward 1 or 2 scale inches, and it's up. The fan is up against it, and it didn't allow me to set the engine quite in the right spot. And as a result, I had to trim. It's got a little bend right at the end where it kind of comes and then hinks a bit like this at the end. And I had to trim them off in order to get the fan in. I may go ahead and trim that off because it's just not quite right. And but I had to do that in order to get it in. Then I had to trim the ends of the radiator hoses in order to get them to actually fit, because the engine is sitting forward just that much too far, and then just put some glue on it and hold it in place. I didn't get the lower radiator hoses in because same reason. I just wound up just wasn't working. So interestingly, this little guy, it's supposed to be something like a radiator or something, but it's supposed to actually be up here, but they have it setting here for they call it a storage bottle, and it's clear. I had to paint it up. Battery, I like that. That came out looking really sharp. Of course, it's got the heater blower there, and but yeah, it all came out looking decent. Bottom, I got. You can see too where here the exhaust didn't quite match up. So hey, but I got everything else in there. Got it, touched up, painted up. Got a little bit extra on there. So yeah, and plus the fact this didn't quite seal up for this piece here. For the firewall is a separate piece from the frame. It's a separate piece from the interior bucket. Yeah, drop it, stupid. Yeah, and I just popped a glue joint loose. It popped off there. Just a little bit of glue on there, and I'll get it back together. Body, it's done except for chrome. Got the decals on it yesterday. Yeah, it looks like I need to do a little bit of touching up on the bottom. I just noticed. That looks hinky. I'll just stick a little bit of paint on it. I had a V8 envelope, a V8 decal for these. It wasn't quite looking like that. but one of them shattered. So I took the other one off and I kind of painted them up. They're not the best, but um, so I got a little bit of chrome. I got the door locks, and I've got the bit of trim right along here that needs to be chrome. But I waited to do that until after I put the clear on it yesterday. And I do need to do a little bit of polishing. It's dry. The humidity in the house is very low right now, so I'm getting a lot of static. But got the decals on it, even the little emblem there. Yeah. So uh, got wheels done, and these have. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Firestone logo on them. Came out looking pretty good. Um, I've got some decals that go in the center of the hubcap, and I'll get them done up here today. I've got the Crestline logo goes on some of the side trim. I'm going to use this for the license plate. I'm going strictly full on box stock. I did not put the Continental kit on, and this logo is to go in the middle of the Continental kit, but I didn't want to, it didn't look right. So that's going to be the only decal that I'm not going to use. So, but I got all the other little bits and parts painted up. I now have, basically, I've got the chrome bits to cut out, clean up. I've got the tail lights to clean up. I've got the windows and lights install, and put the body on the bucket, and we'll be pretty well done. Put tires on, of course, that'll help. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, finish this up, talk real quick about Josh, vcgresins.com. Yeah, he is in the process of getting some new stuff out, and I saw on Facebook a couple of days ago a guy was asking about these particular looks like a pro charge supercharger type of deal um, for a small block Mopar, and like I think it was like a 72 or 73 Duster. And he and Chris Bell kind of went back and forth about possibly coming up with a design for just such a supercharger. So sign up for the newsletter, folks. Bottom of the homepage, vcgresins.com. Put your name, email address in. Boom, you're signed up. Now, when they do wind up coming out with that, or other happy little parts, they will send an email, a newsletter, saying, hey, check it out. Go shopping. And when you do that, you'd be able to get it. You might be able to grab one. I think that'll be kind of fun to do. And it's the one they're looking at is short enough that you can keep the stock hood in place. So it's kind of like a little bit of a sleeper. So, but anyway, yeah, got some other stuff going on in the pipeline, and there's some stuff like this. So when you go shopping, of course you're going to find some stuff that's out of stock, like I've talked about before. Um, Josh is a one-man operation, and so he it's kind of you're gonna have stuff that's not in stock. So be sure and you put your name, your email address in the box, hit submit, and you're signed up. And when it comes back in stock, you'll get notified that there is there's back in stock, and you can go grab it. When you do go shopping, you find some cool stuff. Be sure and go when you go onto the checkout page, use promo code Jester10, Jester10, and save you 10% on your order. It does not include shipping, which is $6. Talked about it before about the only way that you're going to wind up with damage to the product the way he packs it is if the post office runs over it with a truck. So that was it 2.5 weeks ago. I think I got an order in from Josh, and it was the box was crushed. Everything inside, because of the way he packed it, came through in flying colors. So don't worry about that. $6 is a heck of a deal. It's a lot better than a lot of these places. So go ahead, do that, sign up, promo code Jester10. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I want to go ahead and I want to start finishing. I can finish this puppy up today because I'm starting to get a little excited about it. So anyway, y'all stay warm. It's cold. Stay inside if you can. And yeah, uh, play on the bench, watch the game, whatever your pleasure for being indoors on a cold, wintry Sunday afternoon. Y'all take care. If you do have to get out there, take it slow, take it easy. Pretend like there's a rotten egg underneath your gas and your brake pedals. And if you mash on it too hard, you'll break that rotten egg and then you'll stink it all up. Pretend to that and it'll help out a lot. And so that's one thing that I was taught when I was starting out in trucking. When it gets wet like that, just you don't turn quickly, don't brake quickly, don't accelerate quickly, and you won't slide, and you're less likely to slide. So anyway, y'all take care, be safe, be careful, stay warm. B Tex signing out.